Hello everyone, how are you doing on this fine day? Welcome to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Noah and I am
the Bookworm.
we do things to do with books and game books. Today we've got a little bit of a mini hoard. It's just things that I want to talk about that I've got very recently. And it won't take long, but just to give you a heads up, if you have, I was going to say necrophilia, that's not the right one. Arachnophobia, that's the word. Just be careful, because at some point in the video, I will put a timestamp in. I'll be talking about a book or doing an update, and I'll be feeding my tarantulas. So you're gonna to cope. I'll put the timestamps below, so if that's something you can scroll down, so you don't have to see the screen. But let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is one of the books that I've got is a Kickstarter that I backed a couple of months ago, and it is Ruthless Heavens, Boundless Fate. And this is by the person who did Kerr Nathalis, I believe. Gorgeous book, hardback, very well built, very well made, beautiful spine, sturdy, feels really nice and heavy and comfortable in my hand. And it's just beautiful. I'll do a video on this very, very soon. We'll be playing it and having a look. This is more about magic versus technology sort of stuff. So it's sci-fi, but it's fantasy. So we'll have a video on about this, but there's the book. It's absolutely beautiful. Excited to do a video on that very, very soon. Now this is where I've got a bookmark, and I've got two bookmarks on this thing. So this is This is Hollow Maya by Sullivan Ledger. So that's the bookmark that I've picked off for it. Now the author very kindly sent me this book. This is a extreme horror book. I'll just read you the back of the blurb. But the author, when messaging me about it, is basically like, I see that you like Playground and Dead Inside, and this is like their inspiration. Them books are their inspiration. So this says, 16-year-old Liam is trapped in the decaying town of Hollowmire, where crime, poverty, and violence are the harsh realities of everyday life. When his mother's new boyfriend, a seemingly charming man named Marty, pulls him into a world of violence and bloodshed, Liam quickly realizes he's on the verge of losing everything: his family, his sanity, and his life. Amidst a chilling wave of brutal murders and unexplained disappearances that grip the town in fear, Liam finds himself sinking deeper into a life he never chose. Caught between the desperate need to protect his younger brothers, the growing rage inside him, and the longing to escape the suffocating darkness, he grapples with impossible choices that threaten to tear him apart. As Marty and his gang drag Liam further into chaos, the lines between right and wrong blur, and he must confront the unsettling truths about loyalty, love, and survival. In a world where every decision could lead to death, Liam struggles to uncover what he truly desires and whether redemption is still within reach. And after everything he's done, is redemption really what he wants? But yeah, I'm excited to read this. The cover is absolutely beautiful. I love that. The writing is teeny tiny. But I'm excited to read this. It's not like, it looks like a chunky book, but it's actually not a lot of pages. It's only 287 pages. It just looks like that because the writing's a bit small, but it's a good thing that I've noticed just before I even start reading this and doing a review on this, is that where the book starts and stuff on the page, it actually is really nice spacing for, if you do write in the margins, don't you dare, but also when you open the book, you're not going to like, the spine's pretty sturdy, it's for a floppy book, but there's enough space so you don't have to read the book at a weird angle. You can literally just open it up and it's still going to keep the nice shape. So I'm excited about that. So thank you, Sullivan, for sending this to me. I am very excited for this. So the next one is one that two people recommended for me to read. So that was Greg and Ven. Thank you very much for that. I'm excited to read this, even though it's a series and I keep buying series, and that's going to be so many books I have to build up on. So that is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This chunky little book here. I'm excited to read it. I'm going to read the blurb, even though people know what it's about because it's been out for a while, but here we go. For 1,000 years, the ash fell. For 1,000 years, the Scar slaved in misery and lived in fear. For 1,000 years, the Lord Ruler reigned with absolute power and ultimate terror, divinely invincible. Every attempted revolt has failed miserably. Yet somehow hope survives. A new kind of uprising is being planned, one that depends on the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind and the courage of an unlikely heroine. A Scar Street urchin who must learn to master allomancy, the power of a Mistborn. What if the prophesized hero had failed to defeat the Dark Lord? The answer will be found in the Mistborn trilogy, the saga of surprises that begins here. I'm excited to read this. It's a chunky book. Like, how many pages is this? 643 pages is this book. The writing is absolutely tiny, actually. I'm kind of excited to... Well, I am excited to read this. I'm excited to get into a thick book. And this was released in 2009, so... Ooh. So the next book that I'm really, really excited about is one that my friend who's been with me for a few years, Bummelum, he's called Mr. Bummelum. Yeah, I know him from Twitch when I mostly streamed on there, who talks about all these books and stuff that he really enjoys. And this one, I found this and I was actually like, I'm going to do a Ven and do cover by. But this is also a book that I do want to read the series of because another book has come out for it. And that is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. Just look at this. Look at that pretty book. Look how shiny that is. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm excited to read it. I know that I enjoyed the movie. Obviously, books and movies do have differences, so excited to read this. In Annihilation, the first volume of Jeff Vandermeer's now classic Southern Reach series, Area X has been cut off from the rest of the continent for decades, and nature has reclaimed the last vestiges of human civilization. Expedition after expedition into Area X has failed to uncover its mysteries and the true nature of its danger to the world. Now a group of 4 women makes the attempt as the 12th, sorry, I don't know why I read that's 20th, expedition. An anthropologist, a surveyor, a psychologist, and the narrator, a biologist. Their mission is to map the terrain, record observations of their surroundings, and, above all, avoid the contaminated by Area X. A harrowing cosmic mystery at the vanguard of eco-fiction. Annihilation has only become more pertinent in our reality 10 years after its first publication. So beautiful. I'm excited to read it. Not a chunky book, very thin. It's going to be a very quick read, I tell you that now. And it's only 195 pages, so I'm going to breeze through this. Now, the next one I'm very, very excited for. I actually pre-ordered this book. I then had to quickly cancel the pre-order because when I wandered into Waterstones with my partner, very quickly found that it was on the shelf. And that is Revenant X by David Wellington, the second book from Paradise Swan, the book that I am still obsessed with, the sci-fi horror book that literally gave me fucking chills. The crew of the Artemis, led by Firewatch agent Alexandra Petrova, has survived the furious onslaught of the Basilisk and broken through the space blockade around Paradise Swan. Now they can pursue their original mission and investigate why Earth's first deep space colony fallen silent. The answer seems obvious. Site is deserted. Or so they think. Some of the colonists remain. They're no longer human. Petrova and her crew now face a desperate struggle to survive as they attempt to uncover the mystery of what has befallen the colony. If they fail, the darkness that has proclaimed Paradise One will consume them. I'm so excited to read this. So excited. I've got a few books that I will be reading throughout the month.